Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a great trade we had in Crude this morning. We love these 50 tick runs in Crude, and we caught one this morning. Initially, we came in the morning, and on our 30-minute chart, we were actually bullish. We triggered this reversal doji to the upside, and we were climbing, and we were actually trading Crude to the long side first thing this morning. And then a couple things happened. One, we hit significantly overvalued on our value charts. And again, we know we get significantly overvalued, that's an area we can expect consolidation or a pullback. And then another thing happened is all of you are well aware, news events, unscheduled news events are very common in the marketplace right now. And there was an unscheduled news event out of China this morning. And that triggered this high low reversal bar on the 30-minute chart. And as you can see, that's a very bearish bar. Opened here, pushed up a little bit, and then closed all the way down here. Next bar opened right there, closed all the way down. And again, this is being driven by news out of China, and it was rocketing the market lower. We got right in here on this bar, hit significantly undervalued now. And we know, again, we hit significantly undervalued. We're looking for consolidation or a pullback. And that's exactly what we got. This bar right here hit significantly undervalued the first time. This bar pulled down, hit significantly undervalued a second time, and then pulled back. And that's what was happening here. This doji bar making a pullback, and we started consolidating. At the same time, our 5 and 13 are now in a sell mode. We're under the 50 SMA. We're under the cloud. The 13's breaking the 50 SMA, and we set up a bear flag right here. We consolidated, set up a bear flag. All of our criteria to start looking for short entries are being met, and this bar triggers this bear flag to the downside, and we were off to the races. This is what that looks like on our Unirenko chart. This was the first initial big push off of China, and as you can see, initially we were trading Crude long. We were in a long on this move up. And then we got the news out of China, and that just sent everything down, and really no opportunities to enter short through this whole move down. And then finally we did get this pullback to the 34, and we consolidated right here. And our entry short ended up being off this bar right here. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, if you like wicks off the 34, your criteria is being met, why didn't you take this bar? Well, there's two reasons we didn't take this bar right here. One, look at the time. The time was 5:28. The next bar didn't close until 5:35. And then this bar didn't close until 6:15. Well, the trigger bar on our 30-minute chart was this 6 to 6:30 bar. So while that other wick bar was setting up, we actually didn't have a flag set up, or I'm sorry, looking at the wrong bar. It was the 6 to 6:30 bar, which is this bar right here. This flag wasn't a flag yet. This bar was still consolidating and jumping back and forth and hadn't closed yet. So it wasn't a bear flag setup yet while that other wick bar was triggering to the downside. The 6 to 6:30 bar triggered the 30-minute chart, which is what was happening right here. And we had a nice momentum reset. The other thing that we didn't like about this was momentum was building still when this bar was coming down. It didn't rolled over right here off of this bar. And again, this bar was triggering that bull flag. That bull flag, or bear flag. That bear flag triggered off the 30-minute chart under 54.90. This bar triggered under 54.90 as well. We were in at 54.89, and we took this trade all the way down into this area right here. We were getting very extended on MQ momentum at that time. We were hitting significantly undervalued on a 30-minute chart, which I'll show you in just a second. The low of that bar was 54.21, so we were approaching 70 ticks off the high right there, or off our entry right there. We did hit significantly undervalued right here on our value charts, and so we ended up taking this trade off based off of our gravity lines. Our target on our gravity line initially was this 54.42. We worked our way through that, 54.33 the next target, and then our sapphire line down here at 54.18. We didn't quite get to there. 54.21 ended up being our low. We were extended on MQ momentum. We were significantly overvalued or undervalued on our 30-minute value chart at a target area. So we ended up just taking it off on this reversal bar right here. Ended up getting 52 ticks out of this move to the downside. So a little over $500 on a nice short setup in crude.